Hello, friends. Today we're discussing something that should matter to every homeowner, especially older Americans. At this very moment, thousands of people are at risk of losing their property simply because they are unaware of a few critical issues that require immediate attention. This isn't an attempt to create fear or sensationalize a problem. These are real schemes that are actively affecting homeowners across the country. Criminals are targeting seniors and stealing homes through fraud. Government agencies can pursue certain debts that homeowners may not even realize exist. And many people believe their homes are protected when, in reality, they have vulnerabilities they never knew about. I want you to do something simple while watching this. Grab your phone, open a notepad, or take out a pen and paper. I'm going to walk you through exactly what you should check and why it matters. The process will take only a few minutes, but those few minutes could help protect a property worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. If you have parents, grandparents, relatives, or neighbors who own a home, make sure they see this information as well. Better yet, sit down with them and help them go through the steps. Older homeowners are among the most common targets of these schemes, and awareness is often the first line of defense. Stay with me until the end because I'll provide a complete action checklist that you can use right away. Before we begin, make sure you're subscribed to The Frank American and have notifications turned on. When new fraud trends emerge, when scam tactics evolve, and when laws affecting homeowners change, government agencies rarely contact every individual homeowner to explain what is happening. The people who stay informed often discover these threats before they become victims. Those who don't usually learn about them after serious damage has already been done. Subscribe now and let's get started. Let's begin with the numbers because they help explain why this issue is particularly important for seniors. According to the FBI's Internet Crime Complaint Center report for 2024, real estate-related fraud generated thousands of complaints and resulted in losses totaling more than $173 million. While individuals over the age of 60 accounted for less than one-fifth of the complaints filed, they represented nearly half of the total financial losses. That means older homeowners are losing a disproportionate amount of money when these crimes occur. There are several reasons criminals focus on seniors. Many older Americans have built significant equity in their homes over decades of ownership. Some own their homes outright with no mortgage remaining. Others may not regularly monitor property records, making fraudulent activity less likely to be noticed quickly. These factors make seniors particularly attractive targets for scammers looking for large financial opportunities. Government agencies and law enforcement officials have repeatedly warned about these trends. Real estate authorities in several states have encouraged homeowners, especially seniors, to regularly review their property records after seeing an increase in targeted fraud cases. Federal investigators have also uncovered organized criminal operations accused of using forged documents and fake identities to obtain loans against properties they did not legally own. Law enforcement agencies have publicly stated that title fraud is becoming a growing problem affecting both homeowners and lenders, with elderly homeowners frequently among the victims. This is not an isolated issue. It is occurring in communities throughout the country. One of the most important things every homeowner should check is whether their property deed has been altered or manipulated without their knowledge. To understand why this matters, it helps to understand how deed theft actually works. Property records are public information. Criminals can search county databases and identify homes with substantial equity, properties without mortgages, or homes that appear vacant or infrequently monitored. Once they find a suitable target, they may create a fraudulent deed using the homeowner's name and property information. In some cases, forged signatures are used. In others, fake notarizations or fraudulent supporting documents are involved. After the fraudulent deed is recorded with the county, the criminal may appear on paper to be the legal owner of the property. Once that happens, several serious problems can occur. They may attempt to obtain a home equity loan using the property as collateral. They may try to refinance the property and withdraw equity. In some cases, they may even attempt to sell the property to an unsuspecting buyer who believes the transaction is legitimate. Others may rent the property to tenants who have no idea that the person collecting rent does not actually own the home. Several high-profile criminal cases around the country have involved individuals accused of stealing dozens of properties using these methods. Federal investigators and local law enforcement agencies have repeatedly warned homeowners about fraudulent deed transfers, particularly those involving quitclaim deeds, which can be more difficult to detect quickly. One of the most troubling aspects of deed fraud is that many victims do not discover the problem immediately. Some only learn about it when they receive collection notices regarding loans they never requested. Others discover the fraud when someone claims ownership of the property or when they attempt to sell their home and find unexpected names or transactions attached to the title. That is why it is so important to verify your property records periodically. Visit your county recorder's website or property records database and search for your property using your name or address. Many counties provide this service at no cost. Review the information carefully. Confirm that your name appears correctly on the deed. Check for any transfers, filings, liens, or mortgage documents that you do not recognize. If you see anything unfamiliar, investigate it immediately. The entire process often takes less than 10 minutes and can provide valuable peace of mind. Another important layer of protection is signing up for property record alerts. Many county recorder offices now offer free notification services that allow homeowners to register their names and property information. Whenever a document is filed that affects the property, an email or text message is automatically sent to the homeowner. While these alerts may not stop a fraudulent filing from being submitted, they can help homeowners discover suspicious activity much sooner. Early detection can make a significant difference when it comes to limiting financial damage and resolving problems quickly. Search for your county's property alert program or deed notification service to see whether one is available in your area. Registration usually takes only a few minutes and costs nothing. Another issue homeowners should be aware of involves people falsely claiming to represent government agencies. This scheme has become increasingly concerning because it often appears legitimate at first. A homeowner may receive a phone call, letter, email, or even an in-person visit from someone claiming to be connected to a county office, property records department, housing inspection agency, tax assessor's office, or another government entity. The person may say that there's an issue with the homeowner's property records that needs to be updated or verified. They may request access to a deed, identification documents, or other personal records. Sometimes they ask for photocopies. Other times they take photographs of the documents directly. What homeowners may not realize is that the information being collected can be extremely valuable to criminals. Documents such as deeds, driver's licenses, and property records can provide enough information for someone to attempt identity theft, create fraudulent paperwork, or impersonate a homeowner during certain transactions. Investigators in multiple fraud cases have alleged that criminals use personal documents obtained from victims as part of larger schemes involving forged paperwork, fraudulent loans, and property-related identity theft. A deed combined with identification documents can provide many of the details needed to falsely represent a homeowner during various stages of a fraud operation. That is why homeowners should be extremely cautious whenever someone requests access to personal property records or identification documents. Before providing any information, independently verify who is contacting you. Contact the government office directly using a publicly listed phone number rather than relying on the contact information provided by the person making the request. Taking a few extra minutes to verify someone's identity can help prevent a much larger problem later. In several major fraud investigations, authorities discovered that criminals were creating fake identification documents using stolen personal information and then submitting those documents with fraudulent loan applications. The result was millions of dollars borrowed against properties the criminals did not legally own. This is why homeowners need to follow one very important rule. No legitimate government agency will come to your home or call you unexpectedly to verify property records or collect copies of your deed and identification documents. Official property-related business is conducted through county offices, assessor offices, recorder offices, or through verified correspondence sent through established government channels. If someone contacts you and claims they need to inspect your deed, verify ownership information, review your property records, or photograph your documents, do not cooperate until you independently confirm who they are. Never hand over your deed, property records, driver's license, or other personal documents to someone who contacts you unexpectedly. Do not allow them to photograph those documents either. If you receive such a request, end the conversation, close the door, or hang up the phone. Then contact your county recorder's office directly using a phone number that you obtain yourself from the official government website. Ask whether anyone from their office attempted to contact you. In virtually every legitimate situation, you'll discover that no such outreach occurred. Another important issue that homeowners should review immediately is the status of their property taxes. This may not sound as alarming as deed fraud, but unresolved property tax problems can eventually place a home at risk, and many seniors are unaware that they have an issue until it becomes serious. Property taxes are assessed and collected at the local county level. Problems can arise for a variety of reasons. A homeowner may move and fail to update a mailing address. Tax notices may be sent to the wrong location. A senior may assume a tax exemption was applied when it was never processed. In some cases, paperwork errors occur, causing balances to accumulate without the homeowner realizing it. Unlike federal income taxes, unpaid property taxes can eventually lead to a lien being placed against the property. If the debt remains unresolved for an extended period, some jurisdictions can ultimately pursue tax foreclosure proceedings. Losing a home because of property tax debt does not happen overnight. There are usually multiple notices and legal requirements before that point is reached. However, homeowners who ignore notices or never receive it because of address issues can find themselves facing significant legal and financial problems before they realize what is happening. That is why checking your property tax status should be part of your regular financial review. Visit your county assessor's website, county treasurer's website, or the local tax portal used in your area. Search for your property using your address or parcel information. Most systems will allow you to see whether your taxes are fully paid, whether any balances are overdue, and whether penalties or interest have been added. If you are age 65 or older and own your home, there's another important step. Verify whether any senior property tax benefits available in your area have actually been applied to your account. Depending on where you live, these programs may include homestead exemptions, senior exemptions, tax freezes, assessment limitations, or other forms of property tax relief designed specifically for older homeowners. Many people assume these benefits are automatically granted when they reach a certain age. In most places, that is not the case. Homeowners are often required to complete an application before receiving the benefit. If you review your account and do not see the exemption listed, contact the assessor's office and ask about eligibility requirements and application procedures. A simple application could potentially reduce your property tax burden for years to come. There is another issue related to property taxes that often catches homeowners off guard. If you receive a notice claiming that you owe property taxes, do not immediately assume the notice is legitimate. Before making any payment, contact your county directly using the official phone number listed on the county's website. Do not rely on phone numbers printed on the notice itself. Fraudulent tax notices have been reported in various areas, with scammers sending convincing-looking documents that demand payment to unauthorized accounts. The real county government collects payments through official systems and established payment channels. Any notice demanding payment through unusual methods, such as wire transfers, gift cards, prepaid debit cards, cryptocurrency, or other non-standard payment methods, should be treated as highly suspicious. Now, let's put everything together into a practical checklist you can use today. First, visit your county recorder's website and review your property's records. Confirm that your name still appears correctly on the deed and check for any transfers, liens, mortgages, or filings that you do not recognize. Second, sign up for any free property monitoring or deed alert services offered by your county. These notifications can provide an early warning if someone files documents affecting your property. Third, never provide deeds, identification documents, property records, or other sensitive information to anyone who contacts you claiming to represent a government agency without independently verifying their identity first. When in doubt, contact the county office directly using information obtained from the official government website. Fourth, review your property tax account through your county assessor or treasurer. Confirm that your taxes are current and verify that all senior exemptions, homestead benefits, or tax relief programs for which you qualify have been properly applied. Finally, if you discover anything unusual on your deed, property records, or tax account, Contact your county recorder's office immediately. If fraud appears to be involved, notify local law enforcement as well, so the issue can be investigated as quickly as possible. For most homeowners, their house represents their largest financial asset. Protecting it does not require expensive services or complicated legal procedures. The steps we discussed are free, straightforward, and can often be completed in less than an hour. Once property alerts are activated and your records have been reviewed, you will be in a much stronger position to spot potential problems before they become major financial losses. If you found this information useful, subscribe to The Frank American and share this with someone you know who owns a home. A few minutes of awareness today can help protect a lifetime of hard-earned equity tomorrow. I'll see you in the next video.